Hello boys and girls, we're going to start our conversation today. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get two sprites, and you can choose any two sprites you want. I did dinosaurs, so you can do dinosaurs like me, or if you want to do something else, you can. I did dinosaurs because I thought that was funny because there was no technology during that time. So now I have two dinosaurs. Now if you have one that you don't want, you can delete it and come back and get another one. Okay, so now I have two dinosaurs. Now if you will notice, they're not facing each other. So the first thing I want to do is to click on one of them, and I'm going to click and go to costume. And the best way that I have found to do this is to come over here and just say flip. And if you do that and you want to do costume changes later where you show movement, make sure you flip it on all of the costumes. So that way they're all facing the right direction. So now that's just a little tip that you can do to flip your sprite to be facing the way that you want it to face. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get a background. So I want kind of a jungle background to match. How about Jurassic? There we go. So now we've got this set up. Now, just as a habit, you should always start with your event. And then you also want to start with your go to XY position. Now remember, XY tells you that right here. You notice they're the same numbers here. That's where it's located on the screen. So if later you move it here and you want it to start back at the beginning, it starts back at the beginning. So that's just a good habit to get into, is to always start with your flag and always start with a go to position. So the next thing that you're going to do, you're going to be doing a conversation. So as you are doing your conversation, you are going to start with going to looks. So you're going to need these that say, and I'm just going to bring out several of them because I'm going to need several. And then you're also going to need to go to your controls, and it's called wait. So I'm going to bring out several of those too. So then they're already there. And then I can do that same thing on my next character, bring out several. And you can switch back and forth. This is just something that I know if I'm going to be doing a conversation, I just like to do. But you could switch back and forth each time as well. So, and I may need more, but let's just start with that. So now one character waits, because if you are talking to someone, that person waits and listens for their turn to talk. So you have to do that same thing here. So my first dinosaur is going to talk, and my second dinosaur is going to wait. Now, if you have the first dinosaur talk for 2 seconds, you need to have the second dinosaur wait for 2 seconds. And then you're going to just go ahead and make this pattern. So now, and you want to make sure that you change your weights each time. Now obviously it's not going to say hello every time. I'm going to come back and change that. But just so that you get the pattern, wait, say, wait, say, wait, say. Now on the other dinosaur, it says something first, waits, because it's waiting for the other person to talk. And so that's kind of why I like to go ahead and start it like this, so that I can get it, see that pattern. So now I have this one starts with a talk, this one goes with a talk. So now if I hit play, it says hello, waits 2 seconds, says hello. So you know they're now not talking at the same time. So now you start with your first one and you start what you're going to say. Do you like to play on the internet? So after this one asks this question, you switch over here to this one, and he can say, I love the internet. And then the next one comes over here, and now they can say, do you know how to be safe on the internet? And then this one could come over here and answer the question. No. How can you be safe. And then this one's going to come answer the question. He'll say, never share personal information. And then this one's going to say, well, what is personal information? And then you can go on. Now, obviously, my conversation is not long enough, but I could continue this same pattern. So I'm going to need to add some more of this to keep my conversation going. So you could bring out more and more and more till however long your conversation. Just remember you're following these two patterns where the first one says something first and then the next one waits. So this is how you would do a conversation with coding.